Hi everybody, I'm the Up-Town Portrayer. This is my video for Eagle supporting his online gigs, or online festival rather. Right, straight down to business. This first one is all about people's opinions. Some people's I do agree with, some I don't. This was called nutology. Some people in society, they make me feel unease. Their way of thinking, I do not agree. They make me feel uncomfortable in the way they see. Why don't they realise I got a nut allergy? I went to the doctor for him to have a look. He wasn't sure, consulted a book. He said you don't like bigots, nor the BNP. I can see the problem now. You've got a nut allergy. Some people come to see me, they want to be my friend. They think I think the same as them, they drive me round the bend. Why don't they realise they're not the same as me? I'd rather stay away from them. I've got a nut allergy. Dangerous people who want to throw bombs unnecessarily, brainwashed by the papers and TV, cultivating hatred for rational people to see. They're not that naive. They've got a nut allergy. Now, if you good people think the same as me, we should live in peace and harmony, respecting people's cultures without feeling aggrieved. You will then see you've got a nut allergy. Right, I was nut allergy. Right, this second one is all about music venues, and always difficult to get people into music venues. At the moment, we need to support them even more and make sure they keep going by the time we get out of this thing that's happening at the moment. So this one's called Sticky Floor Future. We're living in a sanitised society. It's not for the likes of me. They try to take our fun away. Sticky floors have no future, they say. They try to close down all the pubs and the places that we love. They want no place for bands to play, to express themselves in every way. No more DIY promoters, no place for bands to cut their teeth. Music venues are the heartbeat of a city and of its streets. But they're being turned into apartments for extreme financial gain. Bad decisions by councillors without the hint of shame. A home for grassroots music, a home for bands to play, a place to hone their craft, a place to have their say. 400% rate increase is putting it all at risk. And lack of arts council funding, a government policy that stinks. They're a place where new friendships are met, where like minds can connect. That interaction with a band you do not get in TV land. To buy an album or a tea, a pin badge and get a sticker free. It's the heart and soul of what we believe. So support the music venue. It's the least that it deserves. Its back's against the wall. It's something we must preserve. Support this music gig guide and other events within. They want to shut down what we love. We must not let them win. Right, our Sticky Floor Future. Right, this next one's all about inequality. Awful lot of inequality in our lives, and we can do something about this. So this one's called Fire in My Belly. I got a fire in my belly. It's what makes me scribe. It's looking for justice and fair play. It's what keeps me alive. It's like a burger in a bun, top of the Scoville relish. This fire in my belly is hard to extinguish. I wear my heart on my sleeve. My emotions are raw. When I hear of injustice, it's like throwing on petrol. This feeling I get seeps from every pore. This passion I feel is hard to ignore. When I hear of acts of racism, I burn up inside. To me, we are all equal, a feeling I can't hide. I got a fire in my belly that rages hard and strong. Its mission's to ensure that right overcomes wrong. Some people have money, some people have not, but the gap is increasing by tyrants and what they plot. We've got poverty-stricken children with a stunted education will have to work hard all their lives to make the best of their situation. Politicians with no morals that people seem to trust send families to food banks, which turns my stomach in disgust. These people line their own pockets who should hold their heads in shame. They thrive on people's suffering. We all know their game. Now we all have a fire, we all have a belly. We all have an opportunity to end this inequality. We now live in an era like no era in the past to make a difference to human lives, a difference that will last. Right, moving along quickly. This next one is all about friendships. I got friends who've been with me for quite a while now, and I'm still trying to work it all out. So give up on them. This is called a friendship. A true friend these days is very hard to find. People who are self-absorbed are clearly not my kind. I'm looking for a person with a mutual appreciation of compassion and humility, and to share life's great situations. There are friendships that I've had in the past, but due to circumstance, they're destined not to last. Not enough in common, I have to conclude. Need to find some quiet time, find some solitude. Some people leave you feeling singed with the way they think. Their attitude like a dark cloud driving you to drink. But your clear thinking is like a breath of fresh air. More people like you, please, everywhere. You enrich my life with the qualities you possess. I learn a lot from you each day, which never fails to impress. I love it when your face lights up when it's something you enjoy, or something you've accomplished, a feeling I share and employ. I listen with intent to the things you say and do. You're a fascinating person. I'm interested in you. Had some good times together. I hope we continue to do. You're a good friend to me. Hopefully I am to you. Right, that was the friendship. This next one is all about people who get themselves to gigs. Whenever I go to a gig, invariably, as you all know, you just get chatting to other people, and it's so nice sometimes when you discover that they've travelled to the gig to either support the venue or to support the band that they follow, and that just warms my heart, you know. And it just, you know, it's all like-minded people, and it's just wonderful. So this one's called Social Butterfly. I'm a social butterfly, it's just the way I is. I'm interested in lots of things, it's the nature of my biz. I float about from scene to scene, people know my face. I like to go on adventures, could be any place. I'm a social butterfly, it's just the way I roll. I'm content with the way I do things, I think I'm in control. I've met some wonderful people, full of heart and soul, totally committed to what they do, and I respect them all. I'm a social butterfly catching up with friends. We're dedicated to what we do, we hope it never ends. And as the years go by, the theme remains the same. Support the music that we love, and no one looks for fame. I'm a social butterfly, the miles travelled it remains unsolved. We appreciate good music and the skill that it involves. There are so many genres that need to be absorbed. It's like opening the doors to a full musical wardrobe. I'm a social butterfly, there's plenty just like me. I've met like-minded people from all parts of the country. Some travel from overseas, it brings us all together. All those different languages, and music is our pleasure. Right, our social butterfly. Next one up is goes out to all people, and none of you lot. It's all about people who read the newspapers, listen to the news, and take it at face value rather than trying to find out what the truth is exactly for yourselves. So this one is called Hearing Difficulties. There are too many people who are unable to see. They take things at face value on what's on their TV. I'll start one again. There are too many people who are unable to see. They take things at face value on what's on their TV. They listen to all the rhetoric, the blank expression species. The Up-Town Portrayer concludes, hearing difficulties. Some people can't see common sense about what's happening in our country. They listen to all the lies of a political party, easily led and moulded in what they want them to be. It is plain to see, hearing difficulties. A vote on Brexit has left us in the shit by a weak government full of twats and twits. It was people on an ego trip who got voters to see. The Up-Town Portrayer understands hearing difficulties. These people are part of the problem and part of the cause. They can't think for themselves to get themselves composed. They get themselves all worked up and very angry. Classic symptoms of a hearing difficulty. Now is the time to see things as they are, not to be taken in by the smoke or mirror, because this is how people will judge us. So take responsibility to ensure you do not suffer from a hearing difficulty. That was hearing difficulty. This next one is about basically when I was growing up. When I was a young lad, neighbours used to come around for coffee, front doors are left open, I used to go down the park, my mum used to have to come and get me for tea, and I want those days back myself. We have more communities, better community, we used to see our neighbours more often and things like that, and it was just glory days to my mind. This next one is called Polyfix, not Polytricks. Under the governments that I have had to live have manipulated people in the art of not to give. I'm alright, Jack, is what they say under the governments of Thatcher, Blair and May. Now is the time to implement change, to throw off the shackles of the deranged, to instill great value to a fellow human, to strive to be the best people that we can, to live in a more caring society, one that benefits both you and me, where we embrace people in our neighbourhood and employ a great bond, a brotherhood, where we all feel safe within our homes, the elderly and infirm are not left alone, no more loneliness or despair, because we live in a climate where people care, where doors are left open as in the past, pop round for coffee, a friendship to last, to share and receive, a great feeling to embrace, a feel-good factor that puts a smile on everyone's face. Now we all need hope and not despair. We all like to know that people care, to live in a time where things have value, consideration for others and emotion that's true. There's a possibility we can start to pick up the bits. We just need to get rid of the right-wing fuckwits. Right, that was, everyone seems to like the end of that one. Right, this next one is all about my sideburns. Been growing them for quite a while, and I've had some interesting conversations with people. Mostly people saying, oh yeah, my granddad used to knows all those sportsmen from the 70s. Just kind of, just basically saying, kind of just reminding me of me, how old I'm getting, sort of thing. So this one's called Sideburns. I think I've seen a ruby back in '79 that convinced me that I should grow mine. I was totally mesmerised with what I'd seen, seeing sideburns on a ruby age 14. Now you can call them mutton chops or whatever you like, but to me they're an inspiration. Take that bloke there on that bike. I'm talking about Bradley Wiggins, medal winning Olympian. Since he went and shaved them off, a race he has not won. Most people seem to like them. It makes them want to smile. It makes them go and cogitate the times gone by, like when they saw George Best or JPR running up the line. It makes them go and reminisce of when I had mine. Some women like the copper feel of what they think is great. Men nod in approval and say nice burns, mate. The history of sideburns is something of distinction. This I can prove with these people that I mention. There was Abraham Lincoln and even Wolverine, rock and roll stars Elvis and Chuck Berry. Then there was Tom Jones and superhero Mr. T. The list is endless of people with sideburns, you see. Now I was totally inspired by this identity. Sideburns would be the thing that would make me me. I recommend you do the same. To yourselves be true. Search for your own identity to make yourselves be you. Right, I was sideburns. I'm just going to throw up something else there. Bought this in the market in Swansea. It's a bottle of medicinal, it was called. Sure that the bloke selling it to me, that's what he said about. Right, moving along. This next one is all about my love of buses. I love buses. Double-decker buses in particular. When I was about 5, my mother put a plastic double-decker bus in my hand and that was me hooked. Buses, they can be as late as they want. Unconditional love for buses. This one's called Buses. I loved them when I was young. I had one in my hand. I took it with me everywhere. I had it from my mum. Every conversation that I was discussing featured the fact that I love buses. I thought I was on shaky ground between me and my girl. I had something to confess with my head in a whirl. I plucked up the courage and said to my missus, Do you know that I like buses? Sometimes they're early, sometimes they're late. I like double deckers, I don't care where they're made. I hear people complaining, I don't know what the fuss is. I just know that I like buses. Some drivers are grumpy, some drivers are fine, some drivers are chatty, better by design. There's room for disabled, they're family friendly things, and when it's time to get off, there's a bell for you to ring. Sometimes you wait for ages and they all come at once. People get agitated, but I'm not one to pounce. Sometimes I can't get a seat, I have to stand a while. I'll get to my destination, so I'll wait there in the aisle. Now they can get you to work, they can start your holiday, they can take you on an adventure to a lovely place to stay. They're a mode of transportation available to all of us. I'm not surprised that I enjoy being on a bus. Right, that was buses, and thank you for listening to me. It's got that off my chest. I feel a lot better. Right, this next one is all about two gig buddies. It's Tommy and Joe. They've been mates from school, and they basically love going to gigs. They're not afraid to travel from where they live, traveling the railways as well, and having a good little night of it, you know. So this one's called Tommy and Joe. Tommy and Joe were all mates from school, strict and disciplined, they bent all the rules. With schoolboy pranks and childish tricks, both went and failed their mathematics. A lot in common, girls and sport, but guitars were their first love. Both were self-taught. Getting to gigs was a passion they shared, and discovering new bands an inseparable pair. A decision was made to take in some tunes to travel the railways in the middle of June. They got to the station nice and early. Their train was leaving from platform 2B. They waited there patiently and left 10 minutes late at 6:53. They got to the venue in plenty of time, mics in their stands with complete backline, with the band times now complete, headliner plus support starting at 8. The first band are on and at their best, local heroes they created interest, with entertainment value they were blessed, lead singer wearing Rabsy Nesbitt string vest. Always great live, they were renowned, always good value for the entry fee of £5. The headliners were on with plenty of noise, spewing venom and spittle with great poise, telling tales of things that got under their skin, with bass lines and riffs and lyrics to sing. The crowd were well and truly getting involved, tempo was rising, sound levels resolved. The drummer went and tore off his shirt, sweaty and hot, one of the band's best concerts. With the gig finished, the crowd on the street, lifts home waiting and loved ones to meet. Tommy and Joe came out with a wobble, the corner of Joe's eye spotted some trouble. Back to the station in time for the train, a brisk walking pace to help beat the rain. Always good fun on 11:57, inhibition free and comedy heaven. Humour and laughter fill the carriage, banter and jokes the perfect marriage. With some happy gravy consumed, 4, possibly 5, they would presume, going home licking their lips, just enough money for taxi and chips. A big man hug before they part, another music fix looks on the cards. Tommy gets home, his wife is asleep. Do not disturb, but a peck on the cheek. She loves all his stories of his adventures with Joe. It won't be too long, and they'll be planning some more. That was a nice little story. I think that was about Tommy and Joe. Right, this next one is all about manufactured wars. This one's called The Dotted Line. They advertise in the papers, they advertise on TV, they target vulnerable people, age about 16, all from impoverished backgrounds, show unity, do not sign the dotted line of the military. Don't be a government puppet, see things as they are. Wars are manufactured by people who do not care. Governments aren't effective at creating industry, so they establish an alternative based on hate and greed. Young cadets are trained to think your country needs you, to play in all their games, something I can't construe. In a false environment, get yourself a trade. Unfortunately, in civilian life, little chance, I am afraid. You say you don't trust governments, why trust them on war? These days are a distraction of inadequacies, I'm sure. with unemployment and homelessness the highest that has been seen. Surely these are the priorities. The thinking is obscene. Creating terror in our country, arms trading makes you sick, where lives mean nothing and more security risks. Everybody stand tall, act with integrity. Do not sign the dotted line of the military. That was the dotted line. Right, this next one is all about promoting. I used to love promoting in Swansea a while back. I did for about 10 years, did roughly about a gig a month, you know, which is lovely, and it's just nice to kind of, the bands that you know are good, to bring them to your city and just to say to people, you know, oh, come and check these out, you know, they're well worth it, it'll be a good night out. So this one's all about promoting. This one's called DIY. It's a feeling that you get, you know, you won't regret. To book the bands you want to see in your town or your city, a nice night out with your mates, have a beer or two. One of the things in common is musical virtue. Gone and booked the venue, sound engineer in place, excitement starts to build, heartbeat starts to race. 3 or 4 bands in the lineup, plus DJ, £5 on the door, not much to pay. Poster designed by a friend willing to help is all part of a DIY ethic. Posters have been printed and hand flyers too. You put them out in all the shops and those that do tattoos. Wallpaper paste is a must for every gig, without which the posters do not stick. With the promo sorted, it's time to take a break. Apart from telling people who meet, the gig it starts at 8. With the doors open, people spill in from the street. They've come here to explore, they've come to move their feet. Some will hit the dance floor, some will hit the bar. Some people are local, some have travelled far. Watching people enjoy themselves is something that you've done to help them forget the chores of life and get themselves some fun. The DJ gets us underway, twisted movements are employed. Thoughts of the working week suddenly destroyed. With the gig finished, sweaty bodies pass you by with nods of approval and see you next time. Bringing enjoyment to others is a selfless thing to do, and supporting live music shows the passion within you. Right, I just got 2 left, but I just want to show you something in a sec. And this is my kind of debut release. It's a box set of my poems. There's 20 in there. Basically what you do, let's take the top off it. There's a placemat inside for you to put your favourite tipple or your favourite glass of poison, whatever you do. So you can put that on there, and what you do is that you can obviously put your drink on there, and you can go through the box set to your heart's content. Inside there's all an A6 card. Some are back to back. And some are 4-page. This one is called Shit Photographer. As you can see, it's a 4-page. If you go to the Up-Town Portrayer Punk Poet Facebook site, send me a message, and you know, we can have a chat on there. They're £11 to be posted out to you, or when we get back up to doing gigs, they're £7.50 a gigs. But if you want one before we get back up and running, just send me a message and we can sort it out. You can also pay through PayPal as well. Right, so back down to the last 2, as I say. This next one is all about you guys, my sort of people, the alternative crowd. There are too many crowds in our society. They all look the same as far as I can see. Oh, so shallow, what a way to be. It's not the lifestyle that suits me. Drinking pints of shit that they will lament. Being sick on the pavement. Not much quality in their lives. It's not exactly what I prescribe. With no cover band in sight, the alternative crowd will be out tonight. With no money for or rope, they're out to upset the status quo. You won't see these people on your TV. They provide a haven of originality. With Dr. Martin boots and turned up jeans, they don't fit in with conventionality. It's the alternative crowd. These people have identity and their own fashion. They are people who care, who are full of passion. Saves the live music as far as I'm concerned. Total respect has been well and truly earned. It's the alternative crowd. These people like punk and the psychobilly sound and all good music that is to be found. Don't accept the rooty crap. It's on your TV. You won't see them on a sofa on a Saturday. It's the alternative crowd. loyal to the cause, music in their blood. These are people of virtue, and if that's not enough, these people are creative and have integrity. They lead the way in what we all should aim to be. It's the alternative crowd. Right, down to my last one. Thank you for listening. Support Eagle. Look after yourselves. Keep healthy. Keep safe. This one's all about Tory fuck-ups. This one's called social depravity. The overworked and underpaid are 0 hours treated like slaves. Money for the 1%, low wage cause there's resent. The workers' rights are being removed. No compassion, very cruel. It is the Tory way, social depravity. No money for people to spend, so this country cannot mend. No hope for the unemployed, ambition is destroyed. Neglect is there for all to see, bringing the country to its knees. It is aimed at you and me, social depravity. Because there is no work to do, become an MOD recruit, forced to go into a fight, participate in greed and hate. We know the right-wing love a war, you're wondering who the terrorists are. Surely there's a better way than social depravity. Between you and me, they drive a wedge, the country's living on the edge. Social housing in decay, essential funds taken away. Cost of living through the roof only goes to prove a right-wing philosophy is social depravity. The NHS is on the floor, the Tories do not care no more. Badly run, so privately owned, everything is upside down. More homeless people on our streets, in the doorways at our feet, in a so-called democracy with social depravity. They won't just go and let us be. What we do has to be screamed to keep us all under control. Our movements are patrolled, they're paranoid of what we'll do, what repercussions might ensue in a so-called, is this the way that we should be? Social depravity. Thank you for listening, and you take care of each other, yeah? Look after yourselves. Bye.